I'm talking to Shahrukh Khan. We ended the last segment talking about your reckless innocence. Even then, at that stage, people saw you as being arrogant. Yash Chopra said that before he signed you, he thought you were a very arrogant person. Why was that?
I don't know, a lot of people feel that before they get to know me, actually.
What is it about you?
I think, you know, if you see a guy who's about 25, 26, that's the age I was when I started working here, you don't think of him as a child. You think of him as at least a grown-up young man or a man. And when he behaves like a kid, obviously you don't say, okay, he's childish and sweet. You don't do that. You think he's arrogant and he's pompous. How does he talk like this? Like, I remember when I met him, he said, you play the bad guy in the film? Yes, I will. I will play the bad guy in the film. And he says, and you will take an X amount of money. I said, no, I'll take Y amount of money. So he said, what? Nobody tells me that. So and he felt, you know, really shocked. I said, look, I want to hear the story. And he told me later that I hated narrating the story to you because nobody's asked me to hear a story from me.
And who were you at that stage?
And who are you?
And he was Yash Chopra.
Yeah, and when we were halfway through the film, I remember in Switzerland, he came up to me and he hugged me and he says, you're the nicest person I've worked with in my whole career. As a matter of fact, at times, my wife tells me that, you know, you being upfront and your sense of humor, a lot of people don't understand. So please shut up.
People say that there is this contrast. The image you have, the image you convey on screen is that of this very lovable character, perhaps even a college student. Of course, you're much older than a college student. Yet when they come to meet you, you're not this lovable, cutesy college student. You're a very intelligent guy. You're a very articulate guy. And that often surprises people. And then they go away saying, array, he's stubborn. Array, he's too confident. He thinks too much of himself. He's got views that are too strong. Do you find that?
Yeah, I find that I'm not as dumb as I look, yeah. I think what surprises them is the simplicity of thought. It's not that I have strong views about certain things, it's just simpler view. Okay, look, I'm here, you want me to act? I'll come and do it, thank you very much. And they're shocked, no. Because I think a lot of people are used to stars, and a lot of people are used to the star system in a certain manner, that there would be an enigma to a star. There would be a certain amount of secrecy attached to the way
the great mystery of a star.
The great mystery of a star. And we walk in and we'll be ushered in by 7, 8 people. And then he will sit down and ask us, what are you going to do? Oh, I'm not going to answer this and I'm not going to talk about this. Yes, I will talk to you later. There's going to be a process. There is no process in terms of accessibility to me. I think the simplicity, these are not strong views. I told you, look, you come and meet me, narrate a story, I'll do it. And you come and narrate a story, so I don't like it. I'm not doing it. Huh?
But you don't compromise that.
Yeah, this is it. It's as simple as that. Why can't we take things without making them out to be a huge process? Why do we have to have this strange kind of red tapeism even in normal dealings day to day? Yes, on the film, I'll create that aura. As an actor, I will do stuff which nobody else perhaps can do, and I will give my life for it. But when we cut the shot, then I'm just the normal guy with you.
The other thing people say about you is partly because you're cut and dried, very professionalism, is that you're greedy.
Oh, I'm very greedy. I think.
Explain that.
I've
seen you on television saying, "Oh, I'm very greedy." Explain what.
I am very
Explain
greedy.
that.
I think, and when I say like this is what my wife says, what I was telling you that you get misinterpreted. Yes, I am greedy. I am ambitious.
When you say greedy, what do you mean?
I think, I have read somewhere, and I believe that if you let go of greed, you might as well stop living. But people assume that greed is only for money or material stuff. But there's greed for everything. I have greed for life. In the last 10 years, I have worked, I've pushed in 20 years. In my last film, I've pushed in 3 films. In my last shot, I've pushed in 18 shots. In my last effort, and I still make it look effortless. But I think I have very little time on this earth because I have seen too many things which I thought were permanent go just like this. Whether it's my parents, whether it's their business, whether it's me being in Delhi, whether, 10 years have passed, I have a kid who's 3 years old now. And it's gone like this. The good things go like this, the bad things go like this, they just go. So I don't know, I'm not a fatalist, I'm not saying that I'll die tomorrow or something. But I think I have very little time. And I want to push in as much as I can in that. That is the greed. Because when I go to God, I'm a great believer in Allah and God. When I go to God, and He asks me, listen, I sent you to earth, and I want to know what all did you do. I want to answer Him back and say, ask me what I did not do. That'd be easier. And I want to give that answer to Him. That I don't ask me, yahi kiya kya? मैं इतना भेजा तो 50, 60, 70 साल का हो गया वापस इतना ही किया क्या? I say नहीं. And that is the greed. The greed is not for money. All this is
the interpretation is that you've said on the one hand, I'm an entertainer. On the other hand, you've said you're greedy. People put these things together and say Shahrukh Khan will do anything for money.
I guess so, but people don't understand it. That's why my wife says, okay, in this interview I say I'm not greedy. I'm a pious, gentle soul who's reaching
But what you
nirvana.
really mean is you're hungry.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry for
I'm
life.
hungry.
You're hungry for experiences.
I don't know
You're
how
hungry
much,
for things.
I really don't know how much money I earn, and I swear to God I don't know. I don't know what my accountant does. I've never bothered about that aspect. That's a peripheral. That happens.
Really?
That is a peripheral. I have
If I
never,
asked you today how much you were worth, you would have no idea.
I would have no idea. I remember Mr. Ruya sitting with me in a plane about 5 years ago and told me you're worth 100 crores. I said, what? You give me one and buy me, please.
The other criticism is to further add to this greed thing is that you perform at weddings, etc., which people say, to go back to what you said, ruins the mystique of stars. Why is the guy doing it? He'll do anything for money. How do you respond to that?
And my answer always to anyone who asks me a why, like a child, is why not? What is the problem with that? I'll tell you, like I was in Delhi doing a wedding of a young girl who had come down here and said, look, I would like you to come and do what my mom wants it to do. I went there and performed, and unfortunately her mother was suffering from cancer. And I went down to the hospital at 2 a.m. and I took a 2-in-1, put the song on, and I danced for her.
You put on the music and you danced in that room?
Yes, I danced for her. I danced for her. I said, please, because I came here just to perform for you because you said your mom is, her mom is unwell. And I'm dancing for you. Now, I don't know the amount of money I took from them. Was it worth this or not? And unfortunately, she died after some time. But I'm sure it must have made her happy somewhere. And as I said, I'm an entertainer who makes people happy. Now, if you're, can you put price to things like this? What is so special? I want to ask everyone. I'm sorry, a lot of actors will disagree. What is so special about me that I can't dance at a wedding? So
the argument, I'll tell you the argument for what it's worth, not necessarily an argument I subscribe to, is that when you make a movie, it's accessible to everybody. A guy with a 5 rupee ticket can see it, a guy with a 100 rupee ticket can see it, or whatever. You're, in a sense, you have the love and affection of the public. When you dance at a wedding, you're effectively a rich man's plaything. I think that's the criticism.
No, I'm sure a poor man told me to come and dance at his wedding. I'll go and dance if I felt like doing it.
Could you afford it?
100%. But I've been put in a position which is making people...
Where you have the ability to make people happy.
To be people happy. With this just moment of doing Mehndi laga ke rakhna, so they get happy. And it's just a simple thing for me. There's nothing enigmatic about it. There's nothing huge about it. There's nothing out of the world about this. So I get off my car and I dance when my song is playing at a wedding, whose ever wedding it is.
Okay.
So I don't know why should anyone... and I'm very proud of it. I am very proud of it.